Hello everyone and welcome to an algebra tutorial video working our way on direct variation. We're going to look at a word problem that's based on a direct variation relationship and just talk about how to interpret the word problem, how to recognize the points and their method, and what we need to do to come up with a direct variation equation. Alright, so a little bit of review. A direct variation always fits this relationship. There's two variables, y and x, and y equals some constant of variation, that's my k, times x. And so it's direct variation because as x gets bigger, y gets bigger. As x gets smaller, y gets smaller. Directly relates to each other. All right, so let's see if we can interpret this problem here and see if we can notice the direct variation relationship. The amount of money a coffee shop makes in a day is directly proportional to the number of people who come through the door. On Tuesday, 70 people came into the coffee shop and they made $294. If 95 people come through the door on Thursday, how much money will the coffee shop make that day? All right, there's my question. So let's start to interpret what we know here. We know that 70 people came and they made $294. So it looks like in my variables, if I want to define what my relationship is, I'm going to let x be the number of people that come, and I'm going to let my y variable be the amount of money, the money made that day. So that's the relationship I'm shown. As more people come, hopefully I make more money. As less people come, I make less money. And they're telling me it's directly proportional. So we like to see those words in there because it helps identify that we have a direct proportional relationship. Okay, so I know some specifics. I know specifically when 70 people came, that's an x value. When 70 people came, we made $294. So I'm given a specific parameters, 70 people, $294. I know some specifics about this relationship, and I can use that to help us find k. So I'm going to substitute this value of 70 in for x, this value of 294 in for y, and I'm able to write this equation. 70 times some constant k is equal to 294. Now it's really easy to solve. I can figure out what k is at this point. I just need to divide both sides by 70. It's a basic one-step equation. Divides into 1, and k is equal to 294 divided by 70, which is 420. Now let's interpret what that value for k means. X is the number of people. Y is the money I made that day. So k kind of puts them both together. So k equals, we make $4.20 per person. So it's kind of a rate, right? It's telling me for every person that comes, we multiply it by $4.20 because that's the rate at which we usually make money depending on people who come. That's probably not specific. Some people spend more and some people spend less, but in general, this is the relationship that we're defining for this particular example. Okay, so there we go. We've now got our direct variation equation for any x value and for any y value. The amount of money I'm going to make, my y variable, is equal to $4.20 times however many people come to the store. Now we were specifically asked if 95 people come, how much money will we make? So now that's an x value, right? We've defined x as the number of people. So let's put 95 in for x. I'm going to multiply that by $4.20. And we can see that, well, looks like we should make $399. So that would be the answer to this question. How much money will the coffee shop make that day? They'll make $399, assuming the same direct variation relationship. All right, hopefully that was a helpful for you in terms of interpreting word problems and knowing kind of how to piecemeal this direct variation equation together and actually answer the question you're trying to answer.